How people with psychopathic traits hide their dark impulses. Psychopathy is traditionally a personality disorder. It is characterized by persistent antisocial behavior, impaired empathy and remorse, and bold, inhibited, and egotistical traits. It's sometimes considered synonymous with sociopathy. These people are like social martyrs, and the only thing they do very well is destroying other people's lives without any pity or shame because they lack conscience and remorse. They don't feel compassion for anyone, and they are not interested in making any form of healthy friendships or relationships with anyone. Psychopathy may be dangerous. Because its traits are not useful to an average human, in the field of politics, some of these characteristics of psychopathy can be very useful. Many of the characteristics we see in leaders, such as fearlessness, dominant behavior, and immunity to stress, are most times found in psychopaths. People that have the characteristics of psychopaths are susceptible to antisocial behaviors that most times lead to disastrous results. These results include imprisonment and even death. However, there are people with these same psychopathic traits who can control their antisocial behaviors. Because of that, they can avoid committing hostile acts that can land them in serious troubles. This is as a result of the fact that these so-called successful psychopaths have higher levels of gray matter density between their left and right ventromedial prefrontal cortex. Gray matter is cell bodies that make up the brain tissue, and the density of the cells in any particular region of the brain is what correlates positively with the various activities and skills of such an individual. So, having a higher density of gray matter in this area of the brain makes it possible for them to be able to handle reactions more carefully, because this area of the brain is implicated in the self-regulatory process, which also includes reactive emotions. Some psychopaths can control their antisocial behaviors, and some find it hard to. The ones that can successfully control their dark impulse can do that because they have a more developed neural structure that promotes self-regulation, and this can be investigated successfully using neuroimaging technology. These successful psychopaths have higher levels of gray matter density in the ventrolateral prefrontal cortex area of their brain. This is the brain region responsible for self-regulatory processes, which include the regulation of more primitive and reactive emotions, such as fear and anger. Fear and anger are the extreme emotions that make psychopaths carry out most of the antisocial behaviors which they portray. Being able to control these two deadly emotions makes it possible for them to be able to control their dark impulses successfully. The ventrolateral prefrontal cortex area is denser in people that have higher psychopathic characteristics, and that is the reason they may have a higher capacity for self-control. This is very important, because it's one of the evidence that shows that this biological mechanism can potentially explain how some psychopathic people can control their dark impulses while others are not. So much research has been carried out to find out why this difference, and all the results have always come out almost the same. These results all point out that the gray matter density in the ventrolateral prefrontal cortex, which researchers also call the hub for self-regulation, is positively associated with psychopathic traits. Researchers say their findings support a model that compensates psychopathy, in which successful psychopathic individuals develop inhibitory mechanisms to compensate for their antisocial tendencies. Most neuroscientific models of psychopathy stress on deficits in the brain structure and function, and these findings lend preliminary support to the growing belief that some psychopathic individuals have some advantages compared to others, not just deficiencies. Also, some psychopaths have greater structural integrity in their brain region, and that facilitates their impulse control. This kind of neural advantage allows psychopathic individuals to counteract their selfish and antagonistic behaviors, thus allowing them to coexist with other people despite their dark impulses. Psychopathy is a highly nuanced construct, and the ability to know some of these things about psychopaths will help a lot. People that are high in psychopathy have dark impulses, but some of these individuals can either impede them or find a socially acceptable outlet for them. These individuals have enhanced self-control abilities which make it easier for them to compensate for their antisocial behaviors and expedite their success. Previous researches have shown that approximately 1% of the general population and 15 to 25% of incarcerated people would meet the clinical criteria for psychopathy. By the attainment of a deeper understanding of the neurological advantages associated with successful psychopathic individuals, researchers may unlock new means of treatment and rehabilitation for them. Researchers also believe that it is critical and imperative to understand these potential advantages which have been identified with psychopaths. This is because the biomarkers of psychopathy are successfully detected, and the factors that could give them the necessary information in determining a person's potential for violent behavior, and even potential for rehabilitation, are also discovered. It will be easier for researchers to be better equipped to develop effective intervention and treatment methods. So what's your opinion about this? I hope you enjoyed watching this cool video, and if you have something on your mind, don't hesitate to share your thoughts and experience in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive constant notifications. Thanks for watching.